is 100. This is 180 milliseconds too late. The SSA Rocket League podcast. Welcome to it. Now, let's get into the second part of today's podcast. The SSA Rocket League or SSA Freestyle community. So I met someone in a local lobby a week or two ago. He got into six. A long story short, they reached out to me yesterday. There's a Discord, and they call themselves Always Ballin' Freestyle and Crew. And then one of the main guys there reached out to me yesterday on Discord and said, started talking about the community. I went and had a chat and met who I believe, well, they're calling him the best freestyler in the country. Joe.
Hello.
Hello, Joe. All right, so I have with me Joe, who is a freestyler. And Joe, I'm going to let you do your thing. You just freestyle away. So Joe, let's talk about you. I asked you yesterday if you'd be comfortable doing your thing while having a chat. So I just want to confirm you're okay with that.
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay, so he can not only can he freestyle, he can multitask. So Joe, first of all, tell us, where are you from?
I'm from South Africa, Western Cape.
Western Cape. What part of the Western?
Yes.
Like Cape Town, Western Cape?
Yes,
or?
Cape Town area.
Okay. And are you a native of the area? Were you born there?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And now I see from chat already you have a bit of a fan club. There's some people in chat saying how impressed they are with you. So let's talk about when did you start? When did you get into Rocket League?
Okay, so my friend John Myberg actually inspired me to play this game. He got the game on Steam, and he told me to get it. So I got it 2 months after it was free on Epic Games.
So November 2020.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And I started playing with my friends, especially John Myberg. It was a lot of fun. I got my first rank. It was Platinum 2, I think, which was fun. It was fun times. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so, well, okay, let's cover some basics. Are you console or PC?
I am PC.
PC player, and were you PC from the beginning?
Yes, I was.
All right, and controller?
No, I play keyboard.
And that's also been from day one?
Yes.
So how a hard game even harder by playing on keyboard mouse?
I guess so.
And then how did the freestyling happening? How did you land up going down this path?
Well, I don't remember at first, but I know especially there was this freestyler called Enkovic, and he inspired me because he was also a keyboard player. Mm-hmm. So I kind of learned from him.
When was that?
I think it was somewhere around 2 months after I started playing.
And sorry, what player is that again?
Enkovic.
Enkovic, where's he from?
Yeah, I think it's Sweden or somewhere around there. He was in the first Pulse Invitational Freestyle tournament.
And how did you find him? I mean, were you looking for freestylers, or were you just looking for Rocket League content?
So basically, I watched a lot of freestyle tournaments on YouTube, and I then later on figured out that he was a keyboard player, and he kind of inspired me to become as good as him. But later on the path, I actually met other freestylers that I enjoyed more, especially DLG, who held the air dribbling world record at a time.
Okay.
Yes.
And so did you just sort of slowly become a freestyle main, or did you go, hold on a second, this is what I want to do in the game?
Yeah, so it started out just normal freestyling and then competitive, and then one day I just decided competitive is not for me, I'll just go on with freestyling.
Okay. And so do you play any competitive at all? Ranked?
I do, yes.
And what is your rank?
Currently it's like Champ 1, I think, but my highest was C3, which one of my good friends, a little bit he carried me a little bit.
And how many hours have you put into? Well, how many hours have you played Rocket League?
2,000 hours.
And of those 2,000 hours, how many hours have you devoted to learning this shit. Hold on, I actually want to put it on. I want to put it on your POV. Hold on 1 second. So how many of those 2,000 hours have you devoted to freestyling?
I would say air dribbling probably around 200 hours, and freestyling in general over 1K.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what's your favorite thing to do in freestyling?
Air dribbling, where I hold the ball up in the air the whole time.
And do you have a personal best in terms of how long you've kept it up there?
Yes. Recently I broke my personal best of 2 minutes, and I got 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
2 minutes and 20 seconds, just keeping the ball up there. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And what do you want to? I mean, what do you want to do with this? Is this just fun for you? Do you want to sort of build a bit of a? What do you want to do with this? Why are you doing it?
Mainly just for fun. I find it very relaxing, doing all sort of moves in free play, and maybe one day I can build like a little Twitch stream of my own. You know, stream to the viewers how I play, and maybe some coaching somewhere down the lines to other players. Yes, I am willing to coach people.
That sounds incredible. I think there'll be people lining up for that. And then, okay, I see you also rocking the multiple free flip resets there. Do you have a record there?
10. Yes, I've scored 10 in one go.
Oh my. I'm just being quiet while I admire what's going on. And look, it's an unfair question to ask you because you haven't played controller. But
Yes.
Is it from what you know and understand, is it easier, harder, better, worse to freestyle on keyboard as opposed to mouse?
By far, it's harder on keyboard.
And why is
Since
that?
you okay, so I will just demonstrate. I only have 8 directions, so it's frontwards, backwards, and then the sides, and it's diagonal. There is no like semi-frontwards diagonal. It's only 8 directions, whereas a controller you have a whole 360 degrees of rotation, so you can, for instance, the air dribbles, you can have a lot more smoother inputs. Doing the air dribbles, and it will make it a lot easier for you. So
Okay.
I would recommend playing controller, but I mean, at the same time, I've kind of mastered the keyboard, and I don't have to struggle with disconnecting or low batteries, you know, stick drift, all that stuff.
Yes. And did you ever consider moving over to controller?
I did. When I started getting good at air dribbles, like long-term air dribbles, I didn't improve much, so I decided maybe I should go controller. I tried out my friend's controller, but it had problems, so I just gave up on that and stick with keyboard.
So how long did you spend trying to learn controller?
Probably just a day, just around a day.
And that was enough for you to go, yeah, no, this is no good.
Yeah, I already had too much hours on the keyboard.
Fair enough. All right, there's a question. A question from chat from Jamal. What's your best combo?
It's gonna be long. It's a lot of moves. It's like heli to musty to plan B to recovering air dribble and another heli, and yeah, it's just a lot to name at the moment.
Well, let's see a bit of it if you're willing.
Okay, I can try something here.
Hey, Papa Capes, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. We're watching this freestyle legend, Prodigy, do his thing. And I don't know if I asked you this already. How old are you?
I'm 17 currently.
Okay, so you picked this up at 15. Probably
Yes.
an ideal age to get into this. And since you're a freestyler, let me ask you about the controversy from a couple of months back with all the freestylers being banned. Your thoughts on playing casual with lower ranked players to clip on them.
Okay, so this is kind of a really huge deal. This is the reason I don't make any of the good teams, is because they want in-game clips, right? So
Yes.
they want to see you with 100 boost, but obviously you can't clip on comp players. You can, but you cannot do like 10 resets on a comp player, right?
Yes.
So what they do is they drop MMR, play against like really bad players, and then they clip on them because they are like helpless in the goal. And I think it's not right to do that, because now the clans want you to eat in-game clips, but you're not going to eat in-game clips without smurfing, you know?
Yes.
So to join a clan, it's still unfair, because they demand of you to eat in-game clips. And
Yes.
I'm against smurfing personally. I did try it, and I didn't like it because they are literally just after the clips in-game.
Yes.
Nothing, if you... I can do like 2,000 resets in training. They won't worry about that. They just want in-game clips, which is, yeah, I'm against that, totally.
Okay, well that kind of makes things interesting then for how we go forward and improve with it. Okay, so all right. Well, I think now is a good time. Joe, you can stay with us and keep going, but I'm going to bring in AK the Destroyer. AK, how's it?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Mr. Greybeard? What's happening, man? It's such an honor to be here, bro.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you. So you reached out to me yesterday, and I've seen you're not solely a freestyler. I mean, I've found you in local lobbies, and I know you also do six-mans from what I know. You and Shooks and others, but you're a big fan of freestyling. So you've been involved in trying to build a freestyle community. But let's start with you. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hey, what can I say, man? I actually got on this game in like, what was it? I think it was 2020 when the game actually went free. It was actually because of another homie, Shams, who got me on here, and he's actually now a retired Rocket Leaguer. But yeah, I actually stayed on. I got to know the community a lot more. I got into rank, you know. Like ranked was a little bit rough. I feel like to like more for a new player, watching kids that actually knew how to play the game, you know.
Yes.
Like that's what really wanted me. Like I feel like that's what made me want to get better, you know.
Yes.
Shortly after, I was introduced to the Six Men's Discord, which is owned by Drew, I believe. So, with that being said, I mean, I got to know a whole lot more of the community on a much more deeper level, you know. And that's actually where I met Shooks, which was not too long ago. And we decided that, listen, we're both crazy mechanical, you know. Let's just get into freestyle, like hardcore, you know. Okay. And then we started the Always Ballin' Freestyle crew, bro, you know.
And okay, so what was the intent of that? Why did you set up the server? What's your vision for all of this?
So I mean, we really just trying to find like super mechanical freestyle type players, you know, to join us and represent, you know, because I mean, like the SSA scene is already filled with so many competitive players, you know. We already such a small region, you know. Our player base is not massive. I feel like it would be nice to, you know, just to see the talents that's in here mechanically wise, you know. Like look at Joe, for example, and this was someone that, I mean, he was definitely heard of, but there's no one to actually put him on the map, you know. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be the new pulse, the pulse of SA, you know.
Yes.
Basically. So yeah, bro. That's basically it, you know. We do plan on hosting like freestyle tourneys and things like that. That's definitely gonna be a thing in the near future, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually working on one right now. I mean, maybe, you know, there might actually be a prize pool. We might just start off with like in-game items, credits, you know, that type of thing, and then maybe later on, as we grow, you know, we'll you know, start talking like actual real cash prizes, you know.
I think, and do you have a sort of time frame for that? Because I think that's an astonishingly good idea. I would love to see that. I'd love to be a part of helping get exposure for it. But
no, absolutely. Look, in all honesty, we have been discussing it with amongst the founding fathers of Always Ballin' Freestyle crew. So basically, Rasta was the guy that actually reached out to Joe. Because I actually spoke to Eliakim. Eliakim was the one that told me about Joe. Rasta did some research on social media.
Yep.
I think he stumbled upon Joe actually, and
Okay.
the next day I see Joe's in the Discord, man's posting these crazy clips. I'm like, nah, this kid's not SA, bro. You know, no, this is no way. And then we find out that, you know, like this is actually Joe, bro. So Joe was keen to join us, and we've been talking about actually creating a freestyle tourney, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, man, we're looking forward to it. It's nothing that's sort of guaranteed just yet. We're looking at maybe towards the end of Jan, maybe going into Feb, sort of, you know. Yeah, but like I said, starting off, we just want to test the waters, see what talent we have out there that we don't know about. It's more about the exposure, you know. I feel like if we could reach people that don't have access to certain mediums of social media, Rocket League, Discord even, you know. Like I've even seen console players that are crazy, bro. You know, they've got some crazy mechanics, you know. So like you never know what you're gonna find online. Like you'd be so surprised. I mean, I never expected to bump into the things that Joe can do, you know. but like watching this and having see it in front of you, like this is the stuff you see Pulse do, you know.
Yes. Well,
That's it.
Speaking of Pulse, Papa Capes in chat makes a very good point. He said, I don't know if you guys have reached out to Pulse, because maybe they'd have an interest in getting a bit of exposure for SSA, get into their Discord, connect up, network with those guys. I don't know if you've thought about or tried that.
No, we haven't reached out to anybody just yet. I mean, it's been a thing that we've been talking about a lot, you know, recently. And I feel like maybe later on, just after, like maybe after actually having an actual tournament, you know, seeing how that does, we want to basically get more of an insight on our player base in SA, you know, like regarding freestyle, because like I said, there's like the competitive scene is choking, and then with like in terms of freestyle, there's not a lot of people that actually get into the stuff, you know.
Yes.
Like this year is a rare breed. What you're watching right now is something that you're not gonna see in SSA, you know. So I mean, you know, Eli was the one that actually he actually judged Joe. So he was I think Joe actually won the one freestyle tourney that was held in SA at one time. But like I said, the knowledge of freestyle in SA wasn't at the highest level at that point in time, you know.
Yes.
So we're basically learning every day, bro, you know. So I mean, who knows where this could go? It's something that we're trying. It's very experimental, but I feel like, and I can tell that it's gonna blow up, you know.
So I asked AK to put together a list of all the freestyling creators, whether they're on YouTube, Twitch, and or Discord, and he sent me a list. So I have put the list. If you want to go and follow Joe or Shooks or look into the local freestyle scene, I've put all the links on my website, www.greybeer.gg. If you go to that website, all the links. The links to all the local freestylers, the ones who are content creators, is right there. Go and check that out, connect up with them, subscribe to their channels, follow them. And then Joe here, who you've been watching on stream, is only on TikTok, which is great, and he will build up a massive following there. But I really want to get him streaming. I think it'll be a massively popular stream. So hopefully he will do that. And there we go. So AK, Joe, guys, thank you very much for taking time to come and tell us a little bit about this local community, which, well, look, I mean, it is small. Everything in SSA is small, but it has to start somewhere. And I commend you guys for making the effort, putting this together, and doing what you can to help grow the freestyle scene.
Absolutely. I actually just want to thank you so much for having us. It's such an honor to be here. I also want to thank everyone else for believing in us, you know. I'm talking about Chip, Flukes, Rasta, obviously, you know, Risk, all these dudes that come out and actually push us, you know, to make the stuff happen, you know, and grow our community. Like, there's a lot of kids that are out here, you know, that actually want to grow this community. So thanks to everyone that actually cares, bro, you know.
No,
Yes, and Greybeard, I also personally want to thank you very much for having me here. Hopefully I can grow my community. Looking into starting a Twitch channel soon.
yes, yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
And it would be great. And also want to thank you, my good friend John Myberg. He's really been helping me through this time, getting me into Rocket League, getting where I am. Thank you so much.
Well, I know he's in chat. He was very excited that you mentioned his name the first time, so he gets another shout out. So big well done to you. And get involved, all of you wannabe freestylers. Get going. There's a community you can be part of. Get involved in the Discord. Do the thing. Let's do more and more Rocket League. But this is so epic, Joe. Wonderful stuff. AK, thank you for what you're doing. From me, Greybeard, 180 milliseconds too late. The SSA Rocket League podcast. Peace. I'm out.